distinguished from former judges, Mr. Kamal Trivedi, Learned Advocate General, Ms. Manisha Lav Kumar, Learned Government Pleader, Mr. Mitesh Amin, Learned Public Prosecutor, Mr. Devang Vyas, Learned Additional Solicitor General of India, Learned Central and State Law Officers, Mr. Nalin Dayabhai Patel, Chairman, Gujarat State Bar Council and members of the State Bar Council, Mr. Prithviraj Sinhaji Jadeja, President, Mr. Hardik Brahmbhatt, Secretary, office bearers and members of Gujarat High Court Advocates Association, distinguished senior members, learned members of the bar, family members of late Shri Suresh Nanubhai Shelat, learned registrars and other members of the registry, ladies and gentlemen, we have assembled here today to mourn the sad demise of Shri Suresh Nanubhai Shelat, learned senior advocate who had long-standing practice in this court. We wish to pay tribute to him by recounting his achievements and contributions. Although I was not fortunate enough to interact with Shri Shelat personally, I have learned about him from my esteemed colleagues, senior members of the bar and the registry. Shri Suresh Shelat was born on 10th April 1938. He was a son of Honorable Mr. Justice Nanubhai Gauri Shankar Shelat, former judge of this court. He was married to Srimati Purnima Shelat, Secretary of the Spiritual Hub Chinmaya Mission. Shri Shelat started his law practice in 1962 from the chambers of late Shri L.M. Nanavati. He had a lucrative practice of 6 decades. He represented Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, GIDC, and many other organizations. He was appointed at Central Government Council for the Department of Income Tax and Central Excise and Customs. He was also appointed as Assistant Government Pleader for 3 years. He was designated as Senior Advocate in September 1995. After 33 years of practice in the High Court, he was appointed as Additional Advocate General in June 1995. After the sad demise of Shri J.M. Thakur, first and longest serving Advocate General of the state of Gujarat, in the year 2000, Shri Shelat became the second lawyer to be appointed as Advocate General of this state, the position he held till the year 2005. Shri Shelat was the chairman of Praleen Public Charitable Trust, Vice President of Gujarat Law Society, and a member of the Executive Committee of the Brihad Gujarat Sanskrit Parishad. He was also member of the Advisory Council of Nirma University, Institute of Law, Gujarat University. Shri Shelat was a prolific columnist for many magazines, newspapers, and websites on varied subjects. He was known as Doyen, legend, legal genius, legal luminary in legal fraternity for his forte in constitutional and civil matters. Number of advocates got training under him, and many of them have been elevated as judges of this court, as also other high courts. Shri Shelat has always mentored and nurtured young members of the bar by providing guidance, advice, support, as well as by serving as their role model. He has proved mettle in various branches of law, ranging from Admiralty jurisdiction to Zilla Parishad. Shri Shelat addressed number of international conferences held on various subjects of law. He was a prominent speaker at the International Conference on Strengthening Climate Justice Initiatives, Livelihood Challenges at Local Level with a focus on farmers, and International Conference on Contemporary Issues and Challenges of Human Rights in the Era of Globalization. I was informed that Shri Shelat had a simple living with extraordinary personality. Truth and honesty were his traits. He was known as a person with noble soul and an exceptional court craft. He was having an extraordinary ability to recall barely known facts. He had never compromised with his principles. He was a man of incredible integrity. He used to tell juniors to always be a responsible law officer in the court. Shri Shelat was known for his concise drafting and precise arguments. As Advocate General of Gujarat, Shri Shelat appeared in the infamous case of Best Bakery carnage of Vadodara, challenging the acquittal of 21 accused and seeking retrial. He also appeared in a number of other cases like Sardar Sarovar case, ban on slaughtering of aged bulls and bullocks. The state of Gujarat was ably defended by Shri Shelat when the issue of protecting, preserving, and improving the water bodies in the state of Gujarat and safeguarding them against encroachments and maintaining the peripheral distance of 500 meters and 1,000 meters from the watercourse was raised. The said landmark judgment laid down various guidelines for the preservation of water bodies to be followed even today. He resigned from the post of Advocate General in January 2006. Shri Shelat had appeared in a teen number of cases wherein landmark judgments were delivered by this court. He represented Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation in the matter of the no confidence motion moved against its chairman and many others. He had also represented the governor of Gujarat when Gujarat governor was impleaded as a party in the litigation by the state government in the matter of the appointment of Lokayuk. He also appeared in a case related to phishing scam of rupees 400 crores involving the question about the exercise of power by the governor of the state, contrary to the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. The court in the matter of Director, Anti-Corruption Bureau against the Home Department of Gujarat, wherein Shri Shelat was representing state and wherein Vigilance Commission was constituted, observed and noted his fairness and firmness in advising and impressing upon the government while showing his respect to serve the rule of law. It was observed therein, I quote, "We believe that it must be only the learned Additional Advocate General, Shri S. N. Shelat, who quite fairly and firmly and objectively must have advised and impressed upon the government not to be caught on the wrong foot and to do the right thing in right earnest, to respect and serve the law and rule of law, giving no unnecessary cause for concern and anxiety to anybody, in particular this court." I unquote. Shri Shelat also appeared before the Apex Court for Gujarat University in the matter dealing with the right to establish and administer educational institutions for imparting secular education by the minorities, recognized as such based on religion and language. He assisted the Supreme Court in the matter of challenge to the reservation of 10% in educational institutions in the state and appointments to the post in the services of the state of Gujarat in favor of the economically weaker sections of unreserved category, wherein principle of difference between reservation and classification was established. In the matter of Ahmedabad Green Belt before the Supreme Court, Shri Shelat appeared before the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation, wherein land of Ahmedabad known as Green Belt, which was kept for open space and recreation, in the development plan under the Bombay Town Planning Act 1964 was converted for public housing for different government organizations. He had assisted the court in the matter concerning the taxation of the supply of the natural gas from Panna Mukta oil gas fields to the Gas Authority India Limited by British Gas Exploration and Production India Limited, Reliance Industries Limited, and the Oil and Natural Gas Corporation Limited. In the matter of moving no confidence motion against the Sarpanch under the Gujarat Panchayat Act, the rule of reasonableness was developed by the High Court of Gujarat with his able assistance. Similarly, in the matter against the recruitment by ONGC Limited, the concept of the domicile certificate, while settling the difference between the possession and production of the same, could be established because of his able assistant. Shri Suresh N. Shelat, a revered man, passed away on 27th August 2023, Sunday morning, at the age of 85 years after a brief illness. He is survived by his wife, Srimati Purnima Shelat, and their only daughter, Honorable Mrs. Justice Vaibhavi Devang Nanavati, a sitting judge of this court. Passing away of Shri Suresh and Shelat has caused immense loss not only to his family and friends, but to the entire legal fraternity. We have lost an eminent lawyer and a great human being. I was told by Justice Nanavati that Shri Shelat was very excited with the commencement of hybrid hearing, and he was looking forward to appear in the first court. I missed the opportunity to see him alive and has been deprived of his able assistance in my court, a regret which I will have forever. He remained committed to uphold the rule of law till his last breath. I, on my own behalf and on behalf of all my sister and brother judges, express heartfelt condolences to the members of the bereaved family. May the Almighty give them strength to bear the immense loss and overcome the grief. May the departed soul rest in eternal peace.
Honorable the Chief Justice and all the Honorable Judges of the High Court of Gujarat and the family members of late Shri Suresh Bhai Shelat. On behalf of the bar and the legal profession in the state, I fully associate myself with the sentiments expressed by Your Ladyship, Honorable the Chief Justice, on the said demise of our esteemed senior colleague and the former Advocate General of the state of Gujarat, Shri Suresh Bhai Nanubai Shelat. In my view, few men aspire to achieve heights of greatness. Fewer still seek to achieve it scrupulously through honest means. Even fewer are yet uncompromising in their standards meant to achieve perfection. Yet, fewer ensure that their principal work so delineated is remembered and followed even after they have laid down the oars. Such man was late Shri Suresh Bhai. As was referred to by the Honorable the Chief Justice, born on 10th April 1938 in Nadiyad, district Kheda, late Shri Suresh Bhai started his elementary education at Tutorial High School, Bhadra, Ahmedabad, and thereafter in several schools at various places in the state, in view of his father, Honorable Shri Justice N.G. Shelat, being in the district judiciary with the postings in different districts. Thus, Shri Suresh Bhai imbibed the lessons of law right from the inception of his career through his father, who was later on elevated as a judge of this honorable court during the period from 13th May 1964 to 11 June 1970. After completing graduation and post-graduation with distinction in principal subject of economics in art stream from Gujarat University, he pursued his studies in law from City Law College, Ahmedabad. While undertaking law studies, He was also serving as a lecturer in Gujarat College in the subjects of economics and politics till clearing the bar examination in the year 1962. Immediately thereafter, Shri Suresh Bhai had started his legal journey under the guidance of a doyen of our bar, late Shri Nanavati, where he scrupulously followed and digested different nuances of law during the period of about 5 years. From July 1967, for about 3 years, he was assistant government pleader and additional public prosecutor representing the state government. Thereafter, Shri Suresh Bhai started practicing independently in all the branches of law and very soon proved himself to be a versatile and formidable lawyer. It was in the month of June 1977 that our former Chief Justice, late Shri B.J. Diwan, invited Shri Suresh Bhai to join the bench at a very young age of 39 years, which he had respectfully declined due to personal reasons. Thereafter, for quite some time, he was the counsel for the central government, representing the departments of income tax, central excise and customs. He was appointed as Additional Advocate General in the month of June 1995 and designated as Senior Advocate in the month of September 1995. He was Advocate General of the state from 24th December 2000 to 20th December 2005. During the entire professional career at the bar, there is no branch of law which has not seen Shri Suresh Bhai's active participation and immense contribution, resulting into significant precedents, very well reflected in various law reports, which is a matter of legion. At this stage, it would be in fitness of things to refer to some of the important judgments of this Honorable Court, wherein Shri Suresh Bhai's legal acumen and benevolent approach are discernible from the propositions advanced by him and accepted by this Honorable Court. In case of Bipin Chandra J. Diwan versus State of Gujarat, reported in 2001, Volume 2, GLR 1394, Shri Suresh Bhai Shelat, appearing as Advocate General for the state, very ardently volunteered to recognize the right of the victims of earthquake, which devastated Kutch district, by inter alia agreeing for creation of separate funds for the state victims, for adoption of various measures for their settlement and rehabilitation, and for appointment of District Legal Services Authority as ombudsman to supervise and oversee the relief and rehabilitation operations amongst various other measures. In case of R.P. Waghela versus State of Gujarat, reported in 2002, Volume 1, GLR 886, the propositions of law advanced by Shri Suresh Bhai, appearing for the state in the capacity of the Advocate General before the full bench of 5 honorable judges of this Honorable Court, were affirmed while holding inter alia that High Court can take cognizance of the contempt proceedings in respect of violation of the directions contained in the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court in the matter of handcuffing of under trials and convicts as a matter of course. Since the High Court, being the court of record under Article 215 of the Constitution, has inherent power to punish the contemner to maintain the dignity, authority and majesty of all constitutional courts. In case of Shailesh R. Shah versus State of Gujarat, reported in 2002, Volume 3, GLR 2295, Shri Suresh Bhai, appearing for the state, adopted a proactive stand by undertaking to declare all the water bodies in the state and to protect, preserve and improve upon the same while safeguarding against the encroachment. In case of State of Gujarat versus Aniruddha C. M. Jadeja, reported in 2002, Volume 2, GLR 1174, the learned division bench of this Honorable Court acknowledged the suggestion of Shri Shelat, representing the state, that prison authorities should allow the family members in bereavement to meet the prisoner in prison for longer period than generally allowed under the prison rules. In case of NP Barot versus Indian Airlines, reported in 2010, Volume 1, GLH 833, Shri Suresh Bhai appeared for family members of the deceased passengers who died in an air crash in Ahmedabad while traveling from Zambia with a halt in Bombay. The question was as regards compensation payable to the dependents of the deceased passengers, which was higher in case of international carriage. This Honorable Court found acceptable the submissions of Senior Advocate Shri Suresh Bhai that deceased passengers would be considered as international passengers traveling from Zambia to Ahmedabad, and as a result of break in Bombay, the journey from Bombay to Ahmedabad would not be a domestic journey. In view of this, it was held that dependents would be entitled to higher compensation. In case of Dulari Mahesh Basraj versus State of Gujarat, reported in 2016 SCC Online Gujarat 1821, the learned division bench of this Honorable Court affirmed The views of Shri Suresh Bhai, the reservation of 10% seats in educational institutions and appointments in the state in favor of economically weaker section of unreserved category violated the equality clause under Article 14 of the Constitution, more particularly when the said reservation was provided by an executive fiat and not by substantial amendments in the constitutional provision. These apart, as referred to by the Honorable the Chief Justice, Shri Suresh Bhai had played a key role in many landmark cases like St. Xavier's College case relating to right of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions, Base Bakery case relating to ban on slaughtering of aged bulls and bullocks, the case relating to formulation of guidelines for proper identification of accused persons in criminal trials, famous lookout case, presidential reference before the Supreme Court of India on permissibility of taxability of natural gas by the state, and so on. The list of such cases is unending. Transparency, succinctness, candidness, and diligence were the hallmarks of the personality of Shri Suresh Bhai. I may recall a case of Kutch Jal Sankat Nivaran Samiti, reported in 2006, volume 4, GLR 2954. In this case, Suresh Bhai and I were representing the state government and its corporation, wherein he had insisted that a chronology of events, a list of authorities, and a note on propositions were shared with our adversaries well in advance. I observed that he was always consistent in the state practice, which is unfortunately a matter of rarity nowadays. I also remember a high-stake excise matter relating to the availment of benefit of pro forma credit under the erstwhile Central Excise Act 1944, wherein he was opposing me as a special central government counsel. To my great surprise, he had phoned me up a day before to tell me that I should not labor over the matter, since he was to concede and request the Honorable Court to allow my petition. Such similar instances are innumerable to be cherished by us. In my personal view, Suresh Bhai's life had been a voluminous one, unbound and unabridged, with no page numbers and indices, no footnotes and glossaries, a life heavily underlined with overwritten margins. Late Shri Suresh Bhai was also responsible to get us 3 of his finest colleagues as the honorable judges of this honorable court. As we all know, they are Honorable Mr. Justice Nilaba Anjaria, his own daughter, Honorable Mr. Justice Vaibhav Nanavati, and Honorable Mr. Justice Mangesh Bhai Mangde, who all are presently adorning the seat of this honorable court. These apart, Shri Suresh Bhai deserves commendations for getting in our bar some of his versatile junior colleagues, like Senior Advocate Shri Dushyant Bhai Dave, who is presently practicing in the Supreme Court, Senior Advocate Shri Rustam Bhai Marshall, and Shri Satyajit Bhai Desai, who are practicing in this honorable court. Shri Suresh Bhai's contribution goes far beyond the confines of the court premises, whereby he was extensively committed to the advancement of legal education as well as the growth of cultural organizations. Shri Suresh Bhai was actively involved in governing body of the Gujarat Law Society since 1977, along with his executive vice president, Senior Advocate Shri Sudhir Bhai Nanavati. He was also on the advisory board of the Institute of Law, Nirma University. Suresh Bhai also played a key role in the executive committee of the Bihar Gujarat Sanskrit Parishad. I would be remiss if I do not mention Shri Suresh Bhai's contribution to the Praleen Public Tribal Trust, founded by late Mr. Justice P.D. Desai, a judge and the Chief Justice par excellence in the annals of Indian legal history. Under the banner of the State Trust, Shri Suresh Bhai is the chairperson, along with benefactor Honorable Mr. Justice K.S. Javeri, former Chief Justice of Odisha High Court, constituted Justice P.D. Desai Memorial Lecture Committee, consisting of myself and Senior Advocate Shri Bhaskar Bhai Tanna and Shri Nirupam Bhai Nanavati as the members of the State Committee. Every year regularly, right from 2005 till the very end, Shri Suresh Bhai, along with us, enthusiastically organized memorial lectures and seminars by inviting learned speakers from different fields from all the corners of the country to share their insights. He was closely associated with a very pious and spiritual Hindu denomination called Bochasan Vasi Akshar Purushottam Swaminarayan Sanstha, wherein His Holiness Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Mahanta Swami Maharaj deeply loved and trusted Shri Suresh Bhai and empowered him to live with truth, transparency, diligence, and devotion. Shri Suresh Bhai's dedication towards community service was immense, which reminds me of a shloka from Subhashita. I quote, Padmakaram dinkaro vikachi karoti, Chandro vikasyati kairavacha kalam, Nabya dhiroti jaladharepi jalam dadati, Santah sarvyam parihile nahita bhyogaya. Unquote. Meaning thereby, the sun causes the lotus to bloom. The moon on his own makes the lily to bloom. The cloud too, without being asked, gives water. Great souls are always taking the initiatives to be good to others. Shri Suresh Bhai was indeed such a soul. The grit and the vigor with which he worked, both in and out the court, with utmost sincerity, was unmatched. And seeing him, one could affirmatively say that age is just a number. Pious as he was, Shri Suresh Bhai has left indelible footprints of talents and uprightness in the long stride of his memorable half a century and odd long professional career, a rare opportunity accomplished only by a handful of professionals. Let Suresh Bhai's life inscribe in our thoughts these words of an American poet and educator, Henry Wordsworth Longfellow. I quote, lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime and, departing, leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. I unquote. Unfortunately, Suresh Bhai is no more with us today. His passing away has caused a great loss to the legal fraternity as a whole, as was referred to by the Honorable the Chief Justice. A man with great warmth and always with a great smile, late Shri Suresh Bhai will always be remembered by all of us as a fine human being. After having lived a fulfilled life spread over a span of more than 8 decades, this octogenarian passed away in hardness. He is survived by his wife, Srimati Purnima Ben, daughter Vaibhavi Ben, a sitting judge of a high court, with a husband, Shri Devang Bhai Sudhir Bhai Nanavati, a senior advocate practicing in this honorable court, and their daughter Ritika, who has just completed her master's in digital communication and marketing from University of Leeds, and a large family of younger brothers and sisters, Sarvashri Rohit Bhai, Mahendra Bhai, Kirit Bhai, and Geeta Ben, and his beloved junior colleague and nephew, Shri Mitul Bhai Shelat, who along with his wife, Disha Nanavati, are practicing lawyers in our High Court. There is no alchemy in the words that can lessen their grief and sorrow. But I can assure them that we share their sorrow in some measure. For in the greatness of his humanity, he belonged to us all. When the Almighty once in a way cast a man in that heroic mold, they say he breaks the mold. I can only say this was a man, when comes another such. May the departed soul rest in peace.
My lords, I, on behalf of the Gujarat High Court Advocates Association, share the feelings expressed by my Ladyship, the Chief Justice, and the Learned Advocate General on the sad demise of a stalwart and Bhishma Pitama of our bar and the legal fraternity in the state of Gujarat, late Shri Suresh Bhai Dhanubai Shelat, whom we all address with respect as Shelat Sahib. Today we have gathered here with heavy hearts to remember and pay our respects to a remarkable individual who made significant contributions to the legal landscape of our state. He has left a void that will be deeply felt by all who knew him and were touched by his remarkable legal acumen and dedication to justice. On his demise, our bar has become poorer on an extent which cannot be described, and it would not be possible to fill in the void created by his absence. I would like to begin with reading an extract of the obituary written by Swami Brahmavihari Dasji upon the death of Shelat Sahib to show how great a person he was. I quote, "The courts on earth will never be the same again, while heaven shall ring with the voice of his truth. A godly man, Suresh Bhai Shelat returns to God. Soft, gentle, kind and compassionate, he was a man deeply respected for his intellect, knowledge, wisdom, expertise, experience, but more importantly, for his heart and humanity. Perhaps a saint cannot be a lawyer, but a lawyer can be a saint. Suresh Bhai was the saint of his profession, a man of great virtues and values, someone rare whose words are trusted by all three, the petitioner, the defendant, and the judge. I unquote. Shelat Sahib was designated as a senior advocate in September 1995 and was appointed as Additional Advocate General that very year. Shelat Sahib thereafter came to be appointed as the second Advocate General of the state of Gujarat in December 1999. He held the office of Advocate General of Gujarat between 2000 and 2006. He resigned from the topmost in January 2006. He was known among the legal fraternity as an expert in civil and constitutional laws. Shri S.N. Shelat's journey in the legal realm was one marked by excellence, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to upholding the principles of law. His tenure as the Advocate General of Gujarat showcased his exceptional legal skills and his fervent dedication to ensuring justice for all. His eloquence in the courtroom and his deep understanding of intricacies of the law earned him respect and admiration from colleagues, peers, and opponents alike. Beyond his professional achievements, Shri S.N. Shelat was a true beacon of wisdom and guidance. His willingness to mentor and support young lawyers showcased his dedication to nurturing the next generation of legal minds. His legacy will continue to inspire budding lawyers to uphold the values of justice, honesty, and diligence in their legal careers. As we mourn the loss of a great legal luminary, we are proud of his life and the indelible impact he has left on our legal system. Shri S.N. Shelat's memory will live on through the cases he championed, the legal principles he upheld, and the countless lives he touched throughout his illustrious career. Legends are not born, they become one by their sheer hard work and perseverance. Shelat Sahib was one such legend. His contribution in developing the jurisprudence relating to constitutional issues, particularly with respect to educational matters, which was always a cause close to his heart, is highly commendable. He has significantly contributed to the development of the legal system in the state of Gujarat and beyond. Shelat Sahib also leaves behind his larger family of his present and past juniors and associates, whom he mentored affectionately and with rigor, few of whom have adorned the bench of this great High Court. Each of them owe a great professional and personal debt to him. While speaking to few lawyers who have remained close to him and asking them about their memories with Shelat Sahib, these were the replies I received. I quote, "He had a great personality, exemplified demeanor, soft-spoken yet firm, and thorough in law. He was an excellent role model for so many of us. He will be greatly missed, but never forgotten. He will forever remain in our hearts." I unquote. Another member, while remembering Shelat Sahib, said, I quote, "One of the most gentle senior counsels our High Court ever had. We all need to learn from his unique simplicity. I treated Shri S.N. Shelat sir as my guru." I unquote. Today, as I stand here, I feel really humbled and honored to speak about a person whom I had admired and respected since the day I entered this profession 20 years ago. I feel blessed to have learned so many things from him. He never raised his voice while arguing before any court of law. He always respected the advocates who were opposing him and used to always guide junior members in nuances of law. Shelat Sahib was one such senior to whom not only the lawyers used to look upon with respect and honor, but each and every honorable judge before whom he used to appear would look up to him for his legal opinion and suggestion in complex legal matters. Shelat Sahib commanded this respect throughout his career. With his passing away in an era of legends has now come to an end. He will not only be remembered, but his memories and teachings would always guide young lawyers of the bar, including myself, to work hard and try to achieve what he achieved during his lifetime. Shelat Sahib of late had been leading a retired life due to his ill health. He last delivered the welcome address at the 20th Justice P.D. Desai Memorial Lecture held on the 29th of July 2023. Although unwell, his voice had that spark and the never-dying approach which kept him going till the end. He had completed more than 60 years in practice, and that is a milestone a very few can achieve. Shelat Sahib passed away on 27th August 23 at the age of 85. He is survived by his wife, Srimati Punyamaben, and daughter, Mrs. Justice Vaibhavi Nanavati, judge of this honorable court. On passing away of Shri Shelat Sahib, we have lost an eminent lawyer and above all, a great human being. I, on behalf of the Gujarat High Court Advocates Association, express my heartfelt condolences to the members of the bereaved family. May the Almighty give them strength to bear the great loss and overcome the grief. May the departed soul rest in eternal peace. Om Shanti.
As a mark of respect to the departed soul, 2 minutes silence be observed. The Registrar General may convey the message of condolences to the members of the bereaved family. As a mark of respect to the departed soul, the proceedings of the court would stand suspended for the rest of the day.